So this video is to help guide you through Math 2413 mini May semester of 2022. And I'm your instructor, Richard Smalley. And let's kind of get you through everything, and so it'll help make it easier for you to navigate your path, especially in such a short period of time. This course is only 4 weeks. So you have to get into LSC Online. You can either do it through the My Lone Star page, like so, and get to it that way. But you can also get to it at d2l.lonestar.edu. And especially if there's any issues with My Lone Star edu, this is kind of a backdoor way, because I believe the secure login goes right to the My Lone Star page. But if you don't need that, this alternate login will go straight to D2L and not take you to the My Lone Star page. Okay, so this one's already let me in there. Now I've got to find your course here. I have found your course right here. Let's see what we got here. Now, by the time you look at this, this is posted. The video is actually posted. You'll see an announcement there, and that's always important to check your announcements, because that's where you'll get a lot of key information. And I don't delete announcements either. So sometimes people will ask, an exam password or something, and I'll be posting those. And instead of waiting, to contact me and get a reply back, you could just scroll through the announcements and see if it's there, and just save you a lot of time. Time is important in this class. Let's see. All right, I'm going to change this over to student mode here for a minute, and I may have to change back and forth. Depends on what I need to do here. Okay. Now, the most important areas here are your content and course activities. Now, grades are important, but that's just where you check. Just the grades are posted to that site. But your information is in course content, and then I'll show you what's important in course activities. Let's open up this course content. It doesn't hurt to click around on things. You're not going to mess anything up here. We come over here. So we have a bunch of different folders. I want to run through the syllabus real quick. And this video link, you'll see that too. When I release the video, you'll see that right up there by the syllabus. Okay. And I certainly don't need to read every gory detail in this syllabus, because it'll be sitting here for you. And then, of course, you'd be able to email me and ask me any questions. So I don't want to spend a long period of time just reading through the basics here. But all right, this thing's operating pretty slowly here. All right, I finally got it to open up. Actually, I just opened up my PDF file of it. I'm not sure if it's still trying to load it, but anytime it starts to do something slow here, because something's operating slowly, I'll just pause the video for a minute. You don't have to wait for all that to happen, so I hope it doesn't cause me too much trouble. Okay. Oh, one little typo there. That should say summer 22 and instead of 21. All right. If that's the only mistake, that'll be good. I'm not going to read all these learning outcomes and all this. And textbook, I'll talk about the textbook here when I get back to the D2L. You don't have to get that textbook. Any textbook you want to use is fine. I'm going to show you an optional one that's in D2L that you can use here. And guidelines and policies, blah, blah, blah. It says there, short, easy assignment. you'll need to complete to verify your attendance. You won't have to really do anything. I'll just go in there after a few days and make sure everybody's logged in at least once. If you're in there, and this class you better be, or if you haven't logged in, you're really not going to get very far anyway. So I'm going to use just logging in as being that or verify your participation in the course. So, and I'll let you know what deadline. Official day of record, 5/18. So I might drop somebody if they haven't logged in there once by 5/18. But you don't want to wait that long. This isn't a full semester course where you can just, I'll catch up on this course next week or something. We're moving way too fast. All right, let's see. That's the official day of records, 5/18, withdrawal date, 6/6. Okay, let's see how we get a grade here. And I'll talk more about the quizzes when I go back to D2L. We're going to have 3 exams and a quiz average, not counting the final. 3 regular exams, a final exam. It's separate, it's mandatory. It's weighted exactly the same as everything else, 25%. But so we have 3 exams that are 25%, and then a quiz average is 25%. But one of those will be dropped. For most people, it's usually going to be one of the 3 exams. If your 3 exams beat the quiz average, then the quiz average can be dropped. When that happens, it's usually the case where somebody's made like hundreds of the exams and might only have like a 90-something quiz average. It's usually somebody that's making an A in the course anyway. So the quiz average is, there'll be 10 quizzes, and it will be the average of the best 6. 4 of the 10 will be dropped. So that will form that quiz average, which is equivalent to a test score. So, when someone asks, do you drop the lowest exam? I have to be careful how I answer that, because the answer is yes if the quiz average replaces it. So in other words, you can't, if there's 3 exams, you can't not take one of the exams and also not do the quizzes. Then you're stuck with a 0 in there somewhere. So it's replaced with the quiz average. So it's not, you can't skip both of those. But the quiz average, most of the time is going to be beneficial to people. It's designed to be helpful. All right, so let's come down here. This is just a rough calendar. I just kind of put, the color coded by sections for each exam. And when I go back to the D2L content, you'll see all those sections. But they just want to provide something like that, for the students, just so they can kind of see. So you just got everything listed out. But it's not a hard, fast rule, other than we do need to be done with the course. Actually, be talking about 611, and okay, you can. I'm not going to read all this. It'd be easier to talk about the quiz when I go back to the. I don't have official homework either. I just have some practice problems. Also have exam reviews. These quizzes are the only thing that gets, other than tests, are the only thing that you submit for a grade. You don't submit any homework. Exams will be multiple choice. And the first 3 are 20 questions each. The final's 30. Now, proctored exams, I will put this in a written announcement also. Now, the last couple of years, I have not been doing any proctored exams, but we're starting to bring that back now, post-COVID. And I want it to come back because my policy, if you talk to people that put me recently and go, none of the exams are proctored. Well, that's true, but we're trying to get back, to make the courses have more, what's the word I'm looking for? Strength or validity or whatever. We need to get back to proctored. So what I'm probably going to do, I think they said in the summer we can have 2 proctored exams, but I'll probably just do 1, and it would be the most likely be the final. But we'll talk more about that later. The other exams will just be non-proctored, but you have to do them by the deadline. But I'll be putting in more announcements about that because we need to get back to that, back to proctored testing for these courses. Now, that means, like I said, I generally use any testing centers, and there might be, I'll have to look and see what kind of online possibilities there are now that aren't a paid service, if there are any. I think our vice president, I'll have to look into that and make an announcement. But I've also used ProctorU, where people have paid to use that service. And but if they always automatically go to every testing center, just because my home base is at UP, every Lone Star College testing center will receive that, which exam is going to be proctored. Okay, well, announcements, always pay attention to the announcements. This one moves, class moves quickly. So always watch and see what's going on. Okay, okay, I don't need to read the rest of this. Just a bunch of dates and registration dates, and okay. So, all right, we're through with that. I better leave that up there, though, just in case we need to come back to it for some reason or something. Let's go back over here and go to course content. So there's the syllabus. Basically, you can go through that anytime you need to. And always, you can come back to this folder and look at stuff. This list of problems for the final exam is not actually giving you all the information. It's giving you just the types of problems they're going to be asked. There's no numbers here in this list or anything like that. But you would have an idea of what you need to study, basically. So that's helpful. But yeah, that's just telling you, T is no numbers or anything. It's telling you what section from the book I'm about to show you where it comes from. So that'll be there. A lot of times people will ask about this. I'm going to show you how to do these two things right here. But you can come to these files though also if you don't realize, remember what I say in this announcement or don't want to scroll back through the video again. This is there to show you. Now I'm going to go down here to the bottom to show you this thing called Other Resources. This is actually an old textbook, and you can use this textbook. In fact, my notes match this section. You can use any textbook you want, actually, and just, you can figure out by the name of the section which one likely. Oh, never mind. This is going to take forever to load. If it took so long for that, okay, let's bail out of this. But anyway, just know that other resources, that's going to be a Larson 9 calculus. Yeah, I got to get out of that before that. Takes forever to do. Yeah, but now I know that is the book. And all the section numbers you see are just going to happen to go with that book. Like here's what I was telling you about. Homework list is just strictly practice. It's going to be tough to be able to do much of this in such a short period of time. I don't, expect you to, you should be able to do all of these. I realize it's going to be tough, but obviously if you have time, it's certainly. So you see they show you everything. Also ropes off by what sections are on each exam. But there'll be another place you can find that too. I'll show you. Go down a little further, and then there's the third exam. All right. So, if you can, that's great. I'm not going to be checking whether you're doing these or not, but I do understand that it's tough in such a short class to be able to do all the homework along with the quizzes and then the exam reviews, which are, like I said, that's not work you're submitting, the reviews, but it's good stuff to do. All right, let's see. So this, I think this is CalcChat. This is a website, calcchat.com. You can view solutions to odd problems in the book. Now, sometimes you can ask me. I had somebody in Cal 2 this last semester that would ask me stuff about them because they might leave out some steps or something. But sometimes it's still better than just giving you the answer like you would normally see in a textbook that has the odd answers. It's a little bit better than that. But just because it's there, it doesn't mean you still can't shoot me a message there and say, well, hey, how'd they go from here to here? Something, and I'll be happy to help you. All right, but that's just a web link to that site. Okay, let's see what we got here. All right, so here I got lecture notes, and you see over the side I have some old pre-cal notes. I don't know why I put those in there. Just hey, somebody wants them or want to look up something for pre-cal, they could. Got them grouped by category: exam 1, exam 2, exam 3. So you know exactly what's going to be on each exam. So I was on that homework list, but it's also here. You see, so that folder, there's your exam 1 notes. You come down here, there's the exam 2 notes. So there's no confusion here. It's set up where, okay, we know exactly. It's not like you're about to take the test and what sections are going to be on the test? I don't know what's going to be on the test. That will not be a very good excuse in this class. In other classes, that might be true if there's some professors not making it clear or whatever, but this is perfectly clear. And this is important down here. I got some Cal 2 and Cal 3 stuff just if, students want to download that for your own use. You can keep anything I posted there, download them as PDFs, and enjoy them at your leisure if you want. Let's see. Lecture videos. So I have videos basically explaining my notes, my written notes. So it's kind of me verbally talking through each of those notes. So there you go. So you got videos you can watch. They're not very long, each one of them, because instead of kind of writing everything sort of out, I just sort of like move the cursor to where I've done the work, and I move it real slowly, and then that way it's less time than writing it. So I think it works okay. Maybe it's better if I write it. I don't know. Nobody's complained too much about it. So we got lecture notes, lecture videos. We have exam reviews right here. Okay. Now, let's go to PDF files here. Okay. So I'll just explain and work this way for all of them. So I'll just explain the first one. So the first one is just a file of just questions. Showed you earlier, I believe, in the syllabus where it said something about 20 problems per test and then 30 on the final. Yeah, so don't panic when you see like 60 problems on a review or something. And I think you're probably used to that. That's not uncommon for an instructor to put way more problems on there than are actually on the test. That's what I do, is I figure just the more variety and more practice, the better. So here's the list of the problems. It'll have answers at the very end. This next one is my handwritten solutions to those questions. And then when you go to the videos, the video would be sort of like my notes. It would be the verbal explanation of each of those written ones. Now you might be, let's say you're looking at the written solution, you tried some of them, maybe there's like a few of them you were stuck on, and you looked at my written solutions and you were good on some of those. But maybe there's just that one or two you weren't sure what I did. Maybe if you heard me say it, then that might clear it up for you, possibly, if you heard me explain it. So obviously you need to try to practice as much as you can yourself, but you can always use my solutions and my videos to help, guide you anywhere you might be stuck or whatever. So I got all that for all the, some of these videos are grouped by certain ranges of problems. I did that because when I was making these videos, I was having trouble with the software and it kept crashing. So I just started doing them a few at a time. Plus, I'd want to get a break from talking too. That way I could stop and then do a new video. So obviously you can just click on which section you want for some of these, and then get to the problem number you're looking for. That obviously won't be too difficult. These will just be YouTube videos. And okay, I think the last thing I need to just talk about is the quizzes and the exams, sort of, basically. Now over here to the left, now when we say quizzes, that's kind of a confusing term, but I'm going to clarify it here. You know, you might think, well, is that in real time? Or these, I call these quizzes, but they're really more like homework sets in the sense that you're given the problems in advance. So, and then you work them, and then you submit your answers. So it's not, now the exams are taken in real time. You know, in other words, you start the exam, you work them as you go, unproctored or proctored, it'd be the same method or whatever. But here, PDF files. So I'll just bring up one to show you. I think they all have 10 problems, I believe. So you won't be surprised one of them having like 50 or something, you know. So you go through there and work these. And you got to be aware of deadlines, which are going to come up fast in this class. So you work these, and when you feel like you've got them all done, back to that. There's no submission of paperwork at all. We go over here. Now I've got all your due dates. For every, well, never mind that. Excuse me, never mind that starting date. I didn't have to change the starting date. Doesn't matter. That's several months ago. That doesn't matter anything. Just the ending date is the key. So keep in mind that these are, whether it's a quiz or exam, those are the actual ending dates. You know, you obviously, you can submit stuff early. You know, you don't have to, especially with, but I understand though, that's going to be hard to do in a 4-week class. But but in a long semester, I really stress to people that, you know, this is your last day, but you can, plan your schedule around to where you can do it earlier than that. So you see, you'll see a calendar, D12, you always come to here. These are all the deadlines, so you're going to have them due pretty quick. And then that little thing on the exam means there's a password there or whatever. But whether it's so, I'll give you the passwords for those in the near future. But so you can, if you are able to, could work a little bit ahead. Okay. Well, I need to put a password with that exam 3 here in a minute. Okay. Anyway, don't do that this minute. So you go into the quiz and then you submit your answers. Now, one thing you have to watch for, it won't change the questions or the numbers. And I don't know why it does this. It's not something I tell it to do, but it may scramble the answer choices. So just watch for that when you're doing them. And then I have an hour here, but this part of the process shouldn't take more than about 10 minutes. Just go slow, but theoretically, you've already got the problems done. You're not doing them live. I've had people misunderstand that a few times and thought they had to take the quiz. No, you work the problems first, and then you come in here. Watch for the scrambling. In other words, if you work a problem and the right answer is 2 pi or whatever, and it was letter A on the paper, but it's letter C here, you pick 2 pi wherever it is if that's the right answer. So you go through, you just bubble these off your worksheet. You do them, then you bubble them. Go through. And then you submit. It's probably not going to like that I didn't answer. Okay. I'm gonna give myself a big fat 0. So I'm gonna fail this quiz. There it is. I'm at a 0. All right. Well, I guess I can change my grade if I need to. So there's how you do it. Now, I have that file also in there with the syllabus, but let me show you, because this is confusing also. This one should not be able to view the attempt now, but I guess you can. Well, I guess I can because I'm the instructor. But let me go back to the quizzes. What's really supposed to happen, I've got it set for they're viewable 1 hour after the deadline. 1 hour. So I know some people will submit it like the day before and they make a 90 and they're dying to know which one they missed. So if this says May 19th, it'll be open May 20th at midnight. You don't wait at midnight if you don't want to, but I mean, you can see it at midnight. Now, this is the same for exams, but the exams, I'll set the deadlines. They're not automatically 1 hour afterwards. I'll just put those down. I'll make an announcement whenever it's viewable. But the quizzes will be 1 hour after the deadline. Now, when you want to go back and you want to view a quiz, now it's a little, okay, once you see how this is done, but this could have been a little tricky. And my instinct would have been to go back and click right on this button here, that's what you do to take the quiz. But that's not correct. You click down on this drop down arrow and then go to submissions. And you go to submissions and it'll be like view attempt or something or another. And then you click on your attempt and that's how you'll see it. But like I said, that won't be available until 1 hour after the deadline. So there's how you view your quizzes. Okay. And I think that's, so you see so all the dates will be there. Let me go back to home, and I think we've got it pretty well knocked out here. That's all the important features. Yeah, here's all you want to do, but you can go into the, course quizzes and find all these due dates there too, so it is over there on that side. And let's see. Yeah, let me look at this. I think that should be it. Yeah, that should be it. And like I said, by all means, send me messages. You got any questions, and I'll keep you posted further about the online proctoring for the finals. What I'm looking at. We'll just keep the other test as unproctored. So, and of course, grades here. That's just where you'll view your grades. Don't panic when you take the first few quizzes and it shows those quizzes all being dropped. Don't worry about it. What it does is, since it's dropping 4 of them, it's going to just drop. So it's going to show that it's dropping the first 4. So then let's say you make 4 100s and it shows it dropped. And then you make another, let's say a couple more hundreds, and then it will reduce down to where 2 of those, it's still going to show the lowest 4 being dropped at all times, even if it's the first 4. But then by the end, after 10 quizzes, it will have dropped the correct ones that are the lowest 4, and then it'll have the average correct. So, but it looks a little troubling at first if it shows it as dropped, and you're wondering, I'm at 100 and it's dropped. That's because it's going to drop the first 4 automatically. So then that changes as you go. So. All right, I believe that concludes the video. Let's have a wonderful 4 weeks here. Should be pretty exciting. Good luck.